Most pistols these days are reliable and offer a lot of bang for our hard-earned buck. Then there are the few that deserve hate. They skate by on brand worship, outdated specs, or a reputation built on internet myth. Want to know which of these so-called smart picks are actually the dumbest guns in your safe? In this video, we'll talk about 6 9mm pistols that buyers in 2025 are still falling for, despite better options being right under their noses. And before you think we're only going to talk about mall ninja knockoffs here, think again. We'll look at guns with fan bases, name recognition, and legacy. And yet, they're dragging their owners down with subpar triggers, ancient designs, safety issues, and bargain bin reliability that barely holds up on paper. Along the way, we'll compare them to smarter, better-performing alternatives. Guns that cost less, shoot flatter, carry more rounds, and don't come with a side order of reliability issues, or worse, accidental discharges. Some of these will make sense the second you hear them. Others? Well, let's just say number 1 on this list will get some of you reaching for the comment section in record time. Without further ado, Number 6. SCCY Pistols. Every year, a new wave of first-time buyers wanders into the local shop with 2 crisp bills and a head full of internet bravado. The clerk points them toward the SCCY display because it's the cheapest thing in the case that still looks vaguely tactical, and the poor soul walks out thinking he's scored a hidden gem. What he's really bought is a lottery ticket, where the grand prize is works well enough. Sometimes, the CPX line drags a brick-like trigger through gravel, and owners keep journals of light primer strikes and stovepipes that show up uninvited just when confidence should be solid. The company loves touting its lifetime warranty, as if spending half a pistol's life in a FedEx box is a perk. A self-defense gun must go bang every single time. That's not optional. A bargain that quits on you when the chips are down is just debt paid in panic instead of dollars. Here's the curveball: the high-point yeet cannon, the internet's favorite budget meme blaster, actually fixes most of the problems SCCY owners pretend don't exist. It's heavier, its slide carries the aerodynamics of a cinder block, and hipsters laugh at it. But in head-to-head testing, it gobbles mixed hollow points and steel case fodder with only a few first magazine hiccups that vanished once the springs settled. Blowback simple, dirt cheap, stubbornly reliable. Ugly wins when ugly works. It's also got the same 10+1 mag capacity. High point doesn't dress it up. Chunky slide, farm tool aesthetics. Yeah, it looks like your grandma's hairdryer, but if you can look past its weight and aesthetics, or lack thereof, what you'll get is a gun that shrugs off mud, neglect, and bargain bin ammo. Spend the change on training rounds, accept the brick-shaped bulge under your t-shirt, and you're already ahead of the guy who trusted a neon-colored SCCY to guard his family. Reliability is freedom, and the YC9, for all its homely charm, delivers that freedom every trigger press, something SCCY still hasn't bottled despite a decade of excuses. Number 5. Single-stack 1911s in 9mm. There's romance in a slim government-style pistol. John Browning lines, the reassuring click of a thumb safety, that glass rod break. Romance drives shooters to drop premium money on a 9mm 1911 that ships with 8 or even 9-round magazines. When the honeymoon ends, reality kicks down the door. You paid serious cash for firepower a Ruger Security 6 had beaten over 60 years ago. Capacity isn't the lone gripe, as the 1911's feed geometry was originally built for .45 ACP. Single-stack 1911s chambered in 9mm can stumble on modern hollow points, and the short extractor stroke that keeps a big-bore 1911 humming gets finicky when scaled to smaller cases. Owners start polishing ramps and swapping springs just to reach the reliability a striker gun achieves straight from the box. Meanwhile, every reload means slamming home yet another skinny magazine, while your buddy with a double-stack runs the same drill half as often. Enter the budget 2011 revolution. Military Armament Corp, Gürsan, and Irmax, Turkish brands that used to fly under the radar, are now producing double-stack 1911-style pistols that offer real performance without the eye-watering price tag. These aren't watered-down gimmicks trying to ride the staccato hype train. They're full-featured workhorses built to run hard. Gürsan's Witness 2311 Match X, for example, gives you a flush-fit single-port comp attached to a 5-inch bull barrel, slide cuts for weight reduction and faster cycling, and a factory trigger that breaks clean around 4.5 pounds. It ships optics ready, has fiber optic and blackout sights, and throws in both a 17 and 20 round magazine. You're looking at legit performance for under $1,100, and in many shops, closer to $999. The Mac Duty 9 brings forged steel where it counts and polymer where it matters. You get a tough-as-nails Tenefer QPQ slide, a 5-inch bull barrel, and a removable aluminum magwell for faster reloads. Its RMR cut is direct mount, no adapters or aftermarket mods needed, and it carries the familiar familiar 1911 single-action trigger feel right out of the box. Then there's Fusion's Ermox XP Pro, which feeds off Glock 17 magazines. Practical, easy to source, and dirt cheap compared to proprietary mags. You still get an aluminum grip frame, Tenefer-treated steel, vent cuts, pro-grade controls, and a slide that runs fast without extra weight dragging it down. If you're still clinging to an 8-round single stack because of tradition, fine, but understand this, the game has moved on. These double stacks carry more, shoot flatter, and don't need a gunsmith on speed dial. Number 4. Taurus GX4 T.O.R.O. Taurus stormed the Micro 9 market with the GX4, promising a budget blaster ready for optics and daily carry. The honeymoon was short. Trigger safety blades snapped, firing pins chipped, slide lock levers quit mid-string, and extractor issues surfaced in forums faster than Taurus could spin new press releases. A carry gun that needs a warranty claim before the 1,000-round mark isn't a bargain. It's an anxiety drill. Canik released their budget-oriented meaty MC9 a couple years ago and has had zero reputation issues since. If you know where to look, you can buy it for much less than the GX4, around $280 at the time of this writing. In controlled tests, it devours practice and premium loads, and early mag spring hiccups disappear after basic break-in. It arrives optics-ready with shield pattern cuts, backstraps that actually fit human hands, and a parts kit generous enough to shame most premium brands, and it lands on shelves within $20 of the GX4 T.O.R.O. As far as holsters, whereas GX4 owners massage Kydex with a Dremel to clear over-molded levers, MC9 comes with a free IWB holster out of the box. Taurus loyalists claim great customer service, like it's a virtue. Return shipping shouldn't be part of your training plan. Buy the pistol that works on round 1 and spend Saturday at the range instead of in line at the post office. The Micro 9 field is crowded with reliable options. Picking the GX4 today is like buying a phone that needs weekly factory resets. It powers on, but never lets you forget the gamble. Number 3. H&K USP9. Shelling out 4-figure money doesn't guarantee greatness, yet the USP9 still asks for north of $1,000 while clinging to a design born when dial-up ruled. Proprietary magazines run $50 each. The double-action pull feels like a rusted stapler, and the slide towers high enough over your hand to exaggerate muzzle flip against any modern striker rival. Proponents wave the battle-proven flag. Fair enough. So was the Nokia 3310, yet no one daily drives that relic now. The SIG P320 offers a straighter backstrap, lower bore, and a crisp 5-pound striker brake reviewers routinely rank above the German trigger. Beretta's APXA1 carry brings a modular chassis, optics plates in the box, and texture that sticks when sweat makes polymer slick, all at roughly half the USP's street cost. Running costs expand the gap. Spare parts for the USP hide in back-order purgatory, while springs and cups for the CZ and Beretta sit on common web carts. Train hard, and consumables matter. Magazine bodies for the newer guns retail around $30. USP mags double that. Red Dot Dreams? Milling a USP slide costs more than some optics, whereas the Challengers accept plates in minutes. Pick up each pistol and the difference is obvious. Modern ergos lock into the hand, duty triggers reset faster, and red dot cuts ride low without gunsmith voodoo. Unless you're filming a 90s action sequel, park the nostalgia, grab a pistol designed in this century, and spend the savings on ammo instead of brand prestige. Progress counts in gunfights, not museum displays. Number 2. Glock 19 Gen 3. The Glock 19 is the small block Chevy of handguns. Ubiquitous, dependable, endlessly moddable. In 2025, buyers still pay full sticker for a Gen 3 that hasn't evolved meaningfully in 15 years. No front serrations, plastic sights that deform under press checks, a grip only Gaston could love, and a slide milled for nothing but irons. Unless you pay for custom slide cuts. Economics ruin the romance. Base price hovers around $500. Add steel sights, a quality trigger, an optic cut, and Cerakote, and you've crested 4-figure territory for a pistol that still lacks ambidextrous controls. Fanboys call it personalization. I call it buying the gun twice. Oh, and don't get me started on its outdated concept of modularity. Ruger's RXM flips that script. Street price pokes just past $400 yet includes tritium front sight, forward cocking serrations, interchangeable backstraps, and an optics-ready slide straight from the factory. Its Magpul textured frame anchors recoil without stippling surgery, and the stock trigger breaks crisp at 5 pounds instead of the rubber band sproing. Gen 3 owners pretend not to feel. And here's where the RXM quietly dunks on the competition. The modular stainless fire control insert isn't just marketing fluff. You can rip it out, swap grip modules, or send one off for stippling without sacrificing the serialized core. Magpul's enhanced handgun grips are plug-and-play simple, with different colors and capacities incoming. Want a 12-round subcompact carry setup on Monday and a 17-round duty grip by Friday? Done. Without tools, without drama, and without voiding your warranty in the process. Even better, Ruger didn't lock you into a proprietary ecosystem. The RXM runs on roughly 90% of Glock Gen 3 parts: triggers, barrels, strikers, internals, sights, and holsters. The only parts that truly differ are the locking block and trigger housing. That means if you've already got a drawer full of Glock guts, you're halfway to customizing this thing without spending another dime. Granted, reliability stories still favor the Glock 19, but early RXM test batches completed 2,000-round agency evaluations without a single parts failure. Plenty of confidence for everyday carry. Ruger's customer service speed only sweetens the pot. Choosing a Gen 3 in 2025 because parts are everywhere is like choosing DVDs over streaming because discs exist. Buy the pistol that ships future-proof. Quit bolting tomorrow's accessories onto yesterday's frame. Number 1. SIG P320. No pistol on this list ignites hotter arguments than the P320. Loyalists love its modular fire control unit and military pedigree, yet over 100 plaintiffs, including sworn officers, claim the gun fired without a trigger pull. Fanboys dismiss these claims due to blind loyalty. The first real warning sign came 8 years ago, when video after video showed P320s firing when dropped at a certain angle. Police departments like Dallas pulled the plug immediately. Then came reports of uncommanded discharges, guns going off in holsters, on duty belts, or after a slight bump. SIG didn't call it a defect. Instead, they offered a voluntary upgrade program that quietly replaced the trigger, sear, and striker with lighter parts and added a disconnector without ever admitting why. Since then, the pattern hasn't stopped. Cops have been shot reholstering, or worse, while the pistol was just sitting holstered. Wyoming Highway Patrol ditched the P320 in 2020 after one went off. Milwaukee PD is in court now after officers were injured by holstered P320 with no trigger contact, and in 2023, a Montville, Connecticut cop's P320 fired on bodycam, fully holstered. That video alone nuked whatever plausible deniability SIG had left. And yes, lawsuits are still piling up. There's even fresh footage floating around from a YouTube channel called Carry Trainer, where the host shows this footage of a cop carrying a P320 in an appendix holster. Watch it for yourself and decide if his P320 sent a surprise round dangerously close to his Johnson, or worse, made contact. Compare that to the Springfield Echelon, which released 2 years ago and has never had a single report of an accidental discharge. Not only that, it comes with night sights out of the box, a full-length steel chassis, interchangeable backstraps, and an optic system that locks red dot plates solidly into the slide. Countless reviewers have fed these pistols a buffet of hollow points without a single stoppage and clocked 4.5-pound trigger brakes with short, audible resets. Springfield refined SIG's modular dream. The Echelon chassis pops free without tools, yet rides on beefy rails that spread recoil and reduce frame wear. Grip modules pin tight without thin tabs, and every slide is optics ready. No third-party millwork required. Street price differs from a vanilla 320 pesos by little more than a box of defensive ammo, yet the baggage gap is a canyon. One ships with drama, the other with confidence. Training budgets love predictability, and muscle memory thrives on trust. A gun that might discharge if jarred steals mental bandwidth during the moment you need clarity most. The Echelon keeps lawyers bored and shooters focused on sight picture and trigger press. Drop the drama, holster the Echelon, and step into a future where your carry pistol's reputation isn't litigated in court filings. So there you have it. 6.9mm pistols still being bought in 2025 by folks who should really know better. Still clinging to your Gen 3 Glock? Still trust your P320 near your family jewels? Maybe you think we're dead wrong? Let's hear it. Drop your takes in the comments. Smash like if you've ditched any of these, dislike if we talked crap, and share this with someone who needs a reality check. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more.